NamPost has announced additional supplementary payout dates for child cash grant. This was confirmed in a press statement released on the 7th of January 2026. And the payout, which will take effect from the 9th of January, that's today, to the 10th of January, tomorrow, 2026, upon request made by the beneficiaries. The announcement was made by the acting executive for marketing, business development and communication, Gladwin Groenewald, who joins us now on the line to give us more insight on this. A very good morning to you, Gladwin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, John, and good morning to the Good Morning Namibia viewers.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. First of all, before we get to understand more into this, let's just rather get to surface level. How important is the supplementary child cash grant payout, and what are some of the the operations as far as NamPost is concerned? What has been the developments as far to decide then that this will be paid out today, or rather those activities will start, or those operations will be starting today, the 9th of January?
All right, thank you. The social cash grant offers financial aid to vulnerable Namibians, including pensioners, persons with disabilities, caregivers, and vulnerable children. Now, with the additional supplementary payout dates, that's basically commencing from this morning, from around 9 o'clock, and that will run basically until tomorrow. This will greatly benefit caregivers to buy the necessary stationeries and needs in order for the children to be ready for the schools when it reopens for the 2026 school year.
Let's talk about the challenges that beneficiaries could face in having access to the supplementary payout within the limited dates provided.
As NamPost, we operate in almost every town, village, and all regions across the country. We boast of 146 service points nationwide, making it very convenient and accessible for beneficiaries to receive their grant payments. Additional to that, I must just mention that as from the 6th of January, our mobile teams, they already started operating in rural areas nationwide, and also making sure that specifically the child grants were paid out also as part of that payout in the various regions, rural areas, like I said, rural localities around the country. So as from the readiness from NamPost, we are very ready for the payouts of today and also tomorrow. And additional to that, I must just mention that we have a program that is set for payouts of the cash grants normally on a monthly basis. And ever since NamPost has taken over the payouts, especially with the mobile teams and also the in-branch, which is the post office payouts, we have started with this cycle of payouts. We already started from the 6th, like I've mentioned, with our mobile teams operating, and that will run until the end of January. And our smart card recipients, those are now the grant recipients receiving their grant via bank, via commercial banks, and also through the NamPost smart card. They already received their payment as from the 6th of January, and by now I believe most of them should have received their payouts. The old age and disability grants will be paid out from the 12th to the 14th of January, and additional to the supplementary payouts of the child cash grants, which is today and tomorrow. If for some reason the beneficiaries have missed these two dates, they can always go to the post office and receive their grants for the children from the 15th to the 17th of January. And then lastly, the basic income cash grants will be paid out from the 19th to the 20th of January.
Very well. Thank you so much for that clarity on that. But let's talk about the improvements that could be made, or rather have been made, to the payout system, to better accommodate beneficiaries who, missed specific dates, or rather specified dates. You did mention that if some of those have missed those dates, they can go back to the post office or any number to then, of course, get assistance in terms of that. Just perhaps expand a little bit on that, and also just going forward, the timing of this supplementary payouts, how they actually reflect on government's priorities broader and child welfare.
John, like I've mentioned, the readiness of NamPost, we've always been ready in terms of taking on this program. Yes, there have been minor glitches here and there, and like any program, there will be trial and error somehow. But I believe being now in January 2026, about 4 months into the payment program, we have really proven that NamPost is able to take on this program. In fact, we have been, and also now with the children, the payouts of the children, it's NamPost is a household brand. It's a national brand. We are a arm of government in assisting and making sure that we assist government in its effort to serve the nation, and hence why what we do as an organization, we always listen to the community and the public out there. And basically, this is why we have come up with this interim arrangement with the supplementary payouts for the children, which will be basically today and tomorrow. And like I've mentioned, if for any reason a grant recipient have not received their payment during the scheduled payment cycle, this has always been the norm also, that beneficiaries can at any time go to the post office afterwards, and they will be gladly assisted by our frontline staff.
Very well. Gladwin, thank you so much for bringing that clarity to us. Of course, wish you and the team a smooth operation, of course, as you continue to handle the Child Cash and Grant Beneficiaries Program. Thank you so much. I will, of course, be speaking in the future as we, of course, then look to other developments as far as the old age and disability grants is concerned, the Child Cash Grants as well, and the Basic Income Cash Grants. So thank you so much for that clarity. Wish you all the best. Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Was the executive, or rather acting executive for marketing, business development and communications at NamPost, Gladwin Groenewald, talking to us about the NamPost payments that are, of course, going to be in effect starting from today. The child cash grant payout is taking place today on the 9th of January to tomorrow, the 10th of January, and also looking forward to the old age and disability grants are taking place from the 12th to the 14th of January 2026. The child cash grants on from the 15th to the 17th of January 2026. And then lastly, the basic income grant cash grants that will be from the 19th to the 20th of January 2026. Of course, has been said, or rather mentioned just now, that for those that might miss this dates, you are advised to visit your nearest post office to, of course, then get assistance in that regard.